Gamer Feed Radio.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. This is Gamer Feed Radio. It's the sort of thing where we talk about video games. This is episode 41. Today we'll be checking the Newbs feed to find out all the news noobs need to know. We'll also be checking in at SavePoint to discuss the many, many games we've been playing lately. My name is Rob Pugh. I'll be our host today. Joining me, the man who prefers his fantasies to include winged teddy bears and giant chicken steeds, is Nick Delacave.
Hello.
And the guy who's already picked out the name Kojima for his firstborn, regardless of gender.
Yes.
Not Hideo, just Kojima. Kojima Wallace.
Rest in peace, sweet prince.
Yes.
How we will miss ye. We'll talk more later.
Yeah, it's Brad Wallace, everybody.
Love that man.
Yeah.
Love that man.
Yeah.
I can't say it enough. I'm mourning the loss.
Everyone has a bromance, a man
He's my
crush.
spirit animal. He is.
He is your spirit animal?
He is my soulmate in the video game industry.
Oh.
If I were one person spiritually, like an Avatar, when they hook their tail braids
What's
up to
with
the
you
tree.
and Avatar?
I love that movie.
They
hook it up to the tree, and then
You
the
know,
memory.
half
that's
the
me and
audience
Kojima.
left just now because you're
Oh.
like, I love Avatar.
Number 2 on the
Kojima.
top 10, Brad Wallace.
No,
Number 48.
It's like number 9. Right now, it's probably at like number 14. The top 10 gets a lot of love and a lot of switching around.
Just doesn't stop.
We just blazed right past the SavePoint music.
Well, I mean, we didn't blaze through it. We listened to all of it. It's just it's a much shorter cut than we've ever experienced before.
That laugh.
Oh,
It's addictive. I'm sorry.
It's time for the save point.
It is.
This is our regular segment where we talk about what we've been playing.
Yes.
Lots of things.
Yes.
A lot coming out. It's that spring rush.
We're
spring
getting there.
fever.
We're slowly getting there.
Yeah.
Spring break, no pun.
Spring break.
Intended.
It's like the opposite of break. It's like now everything's happening.
One of the bigger games on that list, the next potential contender for must-have PlayStation title, Bloodbourne.
Yes.
Brad, take it away.
All right. I could easily fill the next 90 minutes
Thank you for not.
But we're not going to.
with unabashed praise for Miyazaki and his team at From Software, because Bloodbourne, let me tell you, might be one of the best video games I've ever played. I'm only 6 hours in. You gotta see how it ends. You gotta see the whole thing through.
On the Brad Wallace top 48 games of all time.
Let me tell you, Demon Souls is, if you listen a couple episodes back, we had a
Yes.
random access where we talked about Demon Souls. Demon Souls is one of my top 10 actual games. You can see it on GamerFeedRadio.com.
I think it did actually make the list.
Demon Souls, I'm telling you, Bloodbourne, right there with Demon Souls. Dark Souls 1 and 2, exceptional games. Nearly flawless, great experiences. But Bloodbourne, it's like next level. It is literally the best thing on the PS4 by a long shot. It is so unbelievably good. You're playing it, and sometimes you have to just set the controller down and go, my God, this is genius. And you have to just bask in its glorious, glorious game design and aesthetic, artwork, and it's just everything.
For those
about
of
it.
you listening in Sweden and in Canada, that is dogs barking in the background.
Oh, you can't.
I mean, because you can hear everything.
There are
So I didn't want
dogs
people to be
barking.
like, do they know there's dogs barking?
Well, funny enough, in Bloodbourne, the whole point is there's these townspeople on the hunt for some like werewolf creatures.
Well,
or
I am
whatever.
glad to tie this right
And
in.
yeah, so the wolves
It may
and
have
the
been
dogs.
by
I'm
design.
getting PTSD. Really, I think there's a giant werewolf behind me. And I have to start hacking them open with my axe scythe. Oh, it's so good. Like literally, it's so good. I died more in the first 2 bosses of Bloodbourne than I think I died all of Dark Souls 2.
Oh, wow.
It's so hard. But it's
I
so
don't.
good.
See, I would destroy my TV if I played that. I would.
They changed the playstyle so much because now I'm sure if you've even read a little bit about it, you know that there's no blocking, there's no defense really.
Yeah,
it's just
there's like
balls
one
out.
shield
You
in
have
the
to-
whole game.
It's hilarious. There's one shield in the whole game. It's a wooden plank. It's just called wooden shield. It's there basically to make fun of you for liking shields.
Yeah.
So when they said in like press whatever, like, oh yeah, we have shields, it's literally a piece of wood.
Yeah, but that was pretty
And it doesn't do
controversial
anything.
when they first announced it.
Yeah, it is until now that I've played it.
In
like,
practice,
I totally
it's
understand.
okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't want a shield in Bloodborne.
Okay.
It would make no sense. Your gun is like your left arm, and there's like 3 different main weapons: an axe, a sword, and a like saw or something. Each with like transforming abilities, but. Your gun basically is your new parry and defensive item, even though it's not defensive. But the gun is also awesome because you can draw an enemy closer just by shooting one little buckshot at him.
Okay.
Drawing him closer, be able to target him. Oh, it's just so good. The combat is so unbelievably good. I love it.
Okay.
I love it.
10 out of 10. Literally 10 out of 10. Like,
We'll
it's
see.
Speaking of
unbelievably
10s,
good. Speaking of 10s,
Mario Party 10 also came out.
not a 10 out of 10.
Okay.
I'm shocked to hear you say that.
I know you guys are big on the amiibos, but part of the appeal of this one was the Super Mario series of amiibos.
Yeah.
So I got my physical copy with the Mario pack in.
Have any of the rest of your amiibos shown up yet from that
Yes, I
series?
have my Toad,
Okay.
and I have my Luigi and my Peach.
Okay,
So
cool.
now I can do 4-player amiibo party. It's pretty good. I mean, a lot of people were ragging on it. I think its Metacritic is like 60-something. It's not bad. It's just kind of like, eh.
Yeah.
But a lot of the criticism comes from the party bus system where everyone moves in the same vehicle on
Yeah.
a board. I never played Mario Party 9, which is the one that introduced it,
Yeah.
but I think it's fine. I don't get where the hate comes from. There's still a lot of strategy in how
Give it
far to
time.
move and what.
Give it time.
Yeah, maybe.
I've heard there's a little bit of controversy over you don't play as many mini games, perhaps because
I
of
don't
that.
think that's true because in normal 1 through 8 Mario parties, you would play one after the end of the round, and it made sense. Like every 4 turn, or like everyone would take their turn, and then it would be a mini game, and it
Okay.
was pretty much even, square, whatever. Now in this one, there are mini game spaces on the board which designate a type of mini game, and there's new boss battles. I don't know if the boss battles are actually new or if they were 9, but the boss battles are like a totally different mini games. But now, if you ever go like 4 or 5 rounds without landing on a minigame space, the game will still make you play one. It'll like force one, and they kind of play it off like, oh, look what's under this space. It's an actual minigame space. They like, it's kind of goofy, but you get what they're going for. I do feel like you don't play as many, but I think part of that is also that the boards are really small. Like, I feel like they say recommended play time or whatever is 30 minutes, but we were playing through them like 20 minutes at max, really. And that's just the normal Mario Party mode. The real stuff that like I absolutely love is the Bowser Party,
Okay.
which is the asymmetrical deal. One person plays as Bowser and rolls separate dice and is chasing the party bus. It's hilarious.
Do you roll dice by actually shaking the...
Yeah, you shake the gamepad, and then you let it go, and then Bowser stomps, and everyone's like screaming. It's
How's that again?
hilarious. And he goes,
Wow.
I'm sorry.
So Mario Party 10, not a 10.
No, the Mario Party mode, I haven't had a Mario Party since like GameCube. I think I had 4.
Oh.
So I've been out of it forever. So I love it. I mean, I'd give it like an 8 probably. Like, I'm sure if someone has literally every Mario Party, they probably would be sick of it. But I honestly think Bowser Party alone makes it. And it's only $50. It's not 60.
Yeah.
You don't need amiibos. The amiibo party is even kind of lame. But yeah, it was pretty good.
Okay.
Very briefly, I'll throw in. I tried the Toad amiibo on Captain Toad.
Yeah.
It's kind of lame.
Yeah.
You tap the amiibo on your
And
gamepad.
you find the little pixel toads.
Yeah,
on
you
them.
go into. It's in every single level, which is kind of cool. You can use it on like whatever 50-something stages. There's more than 50.
So is there something more to it, or is it
No,
just there's a
so-
stamp on the wall somewhere like they've been doing with Luigi
Yeah,
and Mario
so if you
everywhere
imagine
else?
those little
Okay.
pixel Luigis, it's the same exact thing, except now you have to tap it to get Toad. And it's a separate stamp on the page in your book, if you've seen the game.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
each chapter or each thing is a book.
It's basically a new achievement.
Yeah, so
for
it's
each level.
another thing to put
Yeah.
on top. So
Okay.
I'm OCD, and I had mine all set, all 3 chapter book things, whatever, were all decked out. And now I have one Toad amiibo stamp on one of my pages, and now I have to get them all.
Yeah.
Except I don't think I'm going
OCD is the best.
to. Yeah. It's okay. It's kind of cute that they did it, but
Okay.
I mean,
you
it's
can also use it.
replayability if you think about it.
Right. It's another reason to put it in the old Wii U disc tray. So
That's right.
All right. Next up, Final Fantasy 15 episode Duscae. This is gonna be a short discussion. Go ahead, Nick.
Real short. So I have it. It's a download versus a disc, which is kind of what I had originally thought, which prevents me from, taking it other places. But I have not played it yet.
So did you Final Fantasy Type 0 HD? Did you get that physical
Oh, yeah.
disc? Okay.
Absolutely.
And they just give you the download code.
It just
instead.
it's like buried in the little
Why would
foldy
they-
thing.
Why would they do that? Why would they restrict?
It's cheaper.
Well, yeah, but if they were going to release it digitally like that, why would they restrict it to only the people that get the pre-order? Put it out there for everybody that might be interested in the game to go check it out.
I'm sure it will later.
Yeah,
Time
they will.
exclusive.
But anyway, everybody has probably seen everything. Like I can't wait to get the summons. I can't wait to do the thing where the car pushes you out of the restricted zone. Like you can run in front of traffic, which I love that whole concept. And you just fall through the force field, blocking the area boundary, and can explore the world a bit without terribly breaking anything, which I think is great. So I do want to try all of those things.
Can't wait to go rolling with your homies in your convertible.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it segues actually very nicely into Type 0 HD.
Okay.
The combat, and I haven't played it directly, but based on what I've seen, it's a similar kind of play style.
Okay.
Where you run around freeform in the field and you fight monsters. The difference in 15 to Type 0 HD is that not all of the monsters are visible. They have those random encounters like the classic Final Fantasy series in a world map, an actual world map. So you walk
Not
out of
straight lines, not
right.
corridors.
You can go places and ride chocobos across a world and like airships and I've missed. I didn't realize how much I missed it until I could do it again. The graphics are not PS4. They're not, even though that's got the HD moniker. I would argue that Wind Waker HD on Wii U is a far superior. I mean, it's not even really. It's not fair to compare them. Far superior effort than what we see with this. But that aside, and some glitchy camera work. I mean, so in other words, you're really zoomed in behind your character. So when the camera moves, I mean, it's really. I told Rob he would hate it because I think he would be throwing up from vertigo or something. But I mean, he just moves so quick. But the combat is excellent. You've got 14 or however many, plus there's like 6 hidden characters that you can get in the story, and each one has to be leveled up. Different people are required for different tasks, for different story elements, for different cutscenes. You go into each town that you. So basically, the main arc of the story is this: there's 4 crystals. Duh. Each one has a l'Cie from the Final Fantasy 13 universe. The l'Cie does the bidding of the crystal. So they're like this neutral arbiter that does not interfere unless, the crystal tells them to do something. So they're not the leaders of the 4 nations. Those are different people. And so when people are in charge, we all know what happens. So this guy just tries to take over. He has this thing that can block the crystal's power from the city that all the wizards basically come from. So they can't use magic. So he's just going in, and the opening sequence, the first mission in the first chapter, I have to tell you, I mean, the game's rated M for a reason. Absolutely the bloodiest. I mean, it's everywhere. You just watch holes get blown through people. Like, I won't spoil all of it, but there's sad parts too, and it's absolutely not what I thought, what I expected. And then you're like, what do you do now? And then they literally throw you into missions. Go, and you don't know what to do, and there's a tutorial which you can opt in or out of. I like Ace. He's got cards that like Gambit, and he throws them and they blow up and kill people. I love it. He's one of my faves. And everybody's got their own unique style, unique weapons, and in like Final Fantasy, you can level things up, you can customize, it's like endless levels of customization, and I actually like it. It's very busy, so even when you complete a mission, you do the objective, and then you have free time in the game time. So certain things take away time. So when I go and someone has an exclamation point over their head and I talk to them, it takes away 2 hours of game time. If I go out onto the world map to just explore, level up, grind, go see other places, no matter what I do on the world map, forever how long I want, when I come back to the main academia is what it's called, it only costs 6 hours if game time. So and then other things cost different amounts. You can do battles in the arena, and there's special trials that cost 12 hours. I mean, there's a lot of different. So you really have to strategically decide, how am I going to use, and the buckets of time change after each mission. So you conceivably cannot do all of the things that are available to you in the time that's allotted. So you're like, well, I can do these 3 things, but that person over there, damn it. So you got to go do your thing and then come back and get them later. That's
a really interesting dynamic, but it would drive me crazy.
All it is delayed gratification, because you can come back and get it later. It's not like it ever goes away. And then when you come back, there's even more things. So you have to pick and choose. And again, whichever character is leading the party, they have different things than the other characters, and there's 14 of them. So the possibilities are just always going. So I love that. I think the combat is great. It's fast. You have to move and dodge and shoot and jump and magic and slice, and the enemies are actually really pretty smart, which is morbidly horrible. It's very well done. And then there's an RTS element, which I didn't think I'd like, where, hey, the troops in our city are going to go take the troops from the enemy city. So these little brigades march across the world, and you're free running, and you have to go help them make progress. And then when they take a town, you have to instruct the town what to do. Are they going to garrison? Are they going to? And it's not a lot, but I like the way it mixes it up to win the territory back that you lost from this evil empire.
I've always hated RTS elements kind of forced into action games.
But it kind of works.
Did you ever play Brutal Legend? It was Tim Schafer made this metal like action game. Basically, the first half of the game plays like an action platformer where Jack Black plays like this roadie, and he's like killing stuff, and it's like over the top Iron Maiden album covers and all that. But like literally halfway through the game, it becomes like a real time strategy game. It's just
weird.
Like it killed it. Like I loved the game. It was so fun. It was like Zelda style. You play songs with your guitar to do different things. It was like a cool, funny game. It was hilarious. I'm a big metalhead, so I got all the references. But like, and then it hits this weird RTS thing. It's just
one of the characters plays a flute. But anyway, look, I mean, the moral of the story is it's definitely worth picking up. Just get over the graphics. Deal with some of the quirky mechanics. It is definitely worth. I think it got an 8. The average has been 8. I think it's totally worth it, and I'm 8 or 10 hours into the game already, and all these things have happened in the first 8 to 10 hours, including me grinding, because I love to do that sometimes.
Grinding.
And
yeah, you do.
I do. And
it's kind of a problem.
Yeah,
we need to talk about this. This is an intervention.
We'll talk about it later on the couch. But so I mean, like, you just have to go get it. It's a great game.
Okay.
Bloodborne's better.
I'm sure some people would argue that, but I'll never play that game. So.
All right. So while you two have been busy doing that, I've been playing Codename S.T.E.A.M.
How's that going for you, Rob?
I'm really enjoying it. I got the demo because it was free. I got the email thing saying, "Hey, there's a demo out," blah blah blah, which they're getting better about doing. Before it just they'd throw a demo up and you have no idea, unless you happen to stumble across it in the eShop. But I got the notification. I downloaded it. I tried it out. I got to the end of the demo and I just wanted to keep playing. So I'm like, oh, what happens now? Because I was expecting like still more because it was a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be at first. The demo was. So then like the next day I got an email from, or I think I saw the article somewhere. Somebody had it was $5 cheaper on Amazon. I'm like, oh, okay. Click. So I picked it up and kept on going, and I'm really enjoying it so far. It's RTS. Well, no, turn-based strategy with a real-time third-person perspective. So, like you've got your turn. You can move wherever you want to. You can scout around and look at things. As soon as you get spotted, though, you're spotted, though. So you have to be careful about it. And then once you either pick up an item or shoot something, it actually spends some of the movement points, basically you have, which is all measured in Steam.
Clever.
Yeah. But I'm really enjoying. There are a lot of options based on the different characters. You've got all these interesting characters. Abe Lincoln is kind of your overall commander.
Really? I mean, he was a vampire hunter. He killed zombies.
Exactly. Might as well.
Come on.
This is kind of weird. This is kind of off topic, but not really. Speaking of Abe Lincoln, it's like if you think about his importance to this country and like what he did, like freeing like I don't know, to make that into like now it's a punchline, like he's killing vampires and he's on this.
It's really
I
weird.
Know, we're so far removed that maybe.
No, I mean I agree. I agree with you.
I don't want to say it's disrespectful because it's parodying or
Well,
it's whatever, but
Satire.
I don't know. Something about
It's just weird.
Like President's Day commercials. That's when it hit me. It's like, I'm Abe Lincoln, come buy a car at my dealership. And it's just like, dear
And then he
God.
starts breaking it down.
Yeah, like the rapping or something. It's, come on, this guy is like the most important U.S. president, like, since George Washington, arguably. Like, literally the most important president in history. And he's been, like, I don't know.
He's devolved
into
into
this
zombie
terrible-
vampire killing heretic.
Like,
It's weird.
I guess it's his recognizability.
Well, hey,
I
you
don't
know,
if that's a
well,
word.
that'll be great because in 10 years, no one will know what he really did and be like, wasn't he the guy that killed vampires?
So anyway,
I don't know. It
Codename's
just it rubs me the wrong way.
I
A
agree
little
with
bit,
you.
just a hair.
Nope,
Not,
I
I'm not like
agree.
some stickler. But, you
Nope,
know,
I agree.
So the leader of your organization is Abe Lincoln. All of the actual party members are like literary characters, like
right, yeah.
Henry Fleming from Red Badge of Courage, John Henry, the Cowardly Lion from Wizard of Oz. Characters like that. Each one of them kind of has their own kind of attack pattern based on their primary weapon. So John Henry is kind of one of my favorites because he kind of has this grenade launcher that kind of has an arc. So I can strategize and send him up to do Overwatch and pick off 3 or 4 aliens while everybody else is down below sneaking from box to box to get through the area. So there's a lot of strategy that goes with that. I'm looking forward to getting a sniper relatively soon, which will be at a whole other level. And then on top of that, you also have sub weapons that you can equip. You can swap out from character to character. So you can make sure that if you're going to have these 2 characters split up. You can put one of them with a med gun so that you can keep them healed while they go off and do their own thing while you've got like a secondary force. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. It uses the thumbstick. I was telling Brad about this the other day.
Yeah.
Uses the nub pretty extensively. It's set up so you can use the face buttons for basically the same thing, which is camera control, kind of old school N64 C button style. But it just works so well with the C-stick. I can't imagine not using the C-stick for it. But you use it for pretty much everything because you're always
like aiming and all that.
Yeah, I mean it's basically a twin-stick shooter with an L trigger, and that's all the controls for the game. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far.
Nice.
And I'm looking forward to getting the amiibos for it too. I only have.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need Marth, don't you?
I need Marth, and actually I've talked myself into getting the other 2 once they eventually go up for pre-order in America. Which we're starting to run out of time because everywhere else is getting them at the end of April, and nobody in the States has them up for
it hasn't been
pre-order
announced.
yet. But because of this,
I
I've
think
talked
that's because
myself.
of the Mario Party stuff.
Well, hold on. You're
It's
telling
possible.
me Nintendo's dropping the ball on the announcement of Amiibo release dates and ship dates? I'm not sure I follow here. This is new.
So
What's
anyway.
going on here?
So, but because of
terrible.
the functionality of the Fire Emblem amiibos, I talked myself now into getting all 6 of the next wave. From like one at a time, I kind of like, well,
All I
should
want
get
is
this
Ness.
one.
It's
Oh, I should get
Wario,
this one.
Charizard, Ness. Lucina.
Pac-Man, Lucina, and Robin.
Oh, okay.
I will have them all.
Yeah,
I will have them all. I kind of want a Charizard.
I'm going to add it to my collection.
I do.
Do you
Okay,
have Pikachu? Are you Pokemon?
I just like Charizard.
Weird.
actually, you know what? We use the Newbs feed music for this
hey.
one. Because while it is the feature presentation today, it is also, and more importantly, a Noobs feed segment.
There's a lot going on.
It's the place to go for all the news that noobs need to know.
It's like an intense beat.
I love it.
Yeah. It's probably my favorite cut. Probably my favorite generic music cut that we use on this show.
Yeah.
Royalty free.
And the kennel next door approves as well
yeah.
with barking dogs.
Oh.
Those are
upstairs.
werewolves.
Oh, okay.
I'm getting my.
You're still
axe
getting your-
scythe.
Heroes.
That's all I can think about. That's all I've been thinking about for like
Your
the past
Bloodbourne
48 hours.
PTSD still kicking?
Oh, it's so
Oh
good.
my god.
Okay, so checking in at the Noobs feed. First,
news.
First off, gaming is in Nintendo's DNA.
Badoom.
The big news over the past month, Nintendo is starting to make games for smartphones.
Oh, my.
They say all IP, intellectual property, are eligible for development in this area. They bought a 10% stake of DNA's shares for 22 billion yen, which is quite a commitment.
22 billion yen. That's like $30, right? U.S.
It's a bit
The exchange
more.
rate. Yeah.
Yeah.
They say existing games won't be ported. It'll focus on new
That's
experiences.
so good to me. That was my biggest concern.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just wanted to throw that out.
You don't want emulation.
God,
with
I don't
fake
want like
buttons.
Super Mario Brothers 1 on an iPhone.
Yeah.
It's
No.
awful. It's
Yeah.
so bad.
They're also going to roll out a multi-device membership service that will work across Wii U, 3DS, PC, and mobile.
And
Plus, the Nintendo NX, which is the next generation dedicated gaming system that they also dropped. I'm sure as a pacifier for the investors that, hey, just because we're getting into mobile doesn't mean we're giving up on handheld or consoles.
I swear to all that is holy, if there's a damn vitality sensor with that system, I'm gonna cut Iwata.
Well, they say it's gonna offer unique experiences.
I am gonna cut Iwata. What am I gonna walk around with this? By then, everyone's gonna have an Apple Watch. Coming soon, Brad.
I don't know.
Pre-orders in what, like 14 days? Something
Yep.
like that. Yeah.
But
I'm not counting.
I know, me either. Yep. But I mean, like, nobody is going to want some cheap plastic, white-banded vitality sensor button watch thing.
Well,
Speak for yourself.
I'd hate to imply that Nintendo has wised up, but I will point out that they haven't mentioned the whole enriching your life thing for a while now.
Quality of life.
No,
Yeah,
Iwata just did end of last year.
Has it been that recently?
Yeah. It's not dead.
I was trying.
There's no way they stick with the Wii U.
It's not dead.
So anyway, after all of this big news,
Understand.
oh,
I love that man so much. We kid.
We love him.
so after all of this, Nintendo stock jumped 27% the next day.
Good
Which is
Lord.
amazing.
So the question for this topic: will this recapture the blue ocean gamers that we saw during the Wii era?
100%.
It
If you get a
depends.
generic Mario-themed whatever on an iPhone, Mario is... Because
Listen.
right now, the kids are all into the Minecraft, right?
Yes.
The kids aren't into the Mario.
The
so much.
Minecraft.
The Minecraft.
I
the
love
kids are all
that you
into
do
the
that.
Minecraft.
The Facebook.
The Facebook, the Minecraft. They're not into the Mario. The Mario is for like that weird kid that's like, Dad, I want a Wii U. And he's like, shut up, you're stupid. Get an iPhone. That's what goes on.
The dad is saying that?
Yeah, the dad's like, you're not going to be cool.
This
He's
is
like,
why
"But Dad,
Brad is not a
I don't-
parent."
I don't, that's my finger on the pulse of parenthood.
This is why
in
the
America.
Wrong answer.
No, I have no idea. But regardless, the Wii U sales sluggish.
Right.
3DS, moderate, middling success. I don't think Mario's the hot commodity that he was even 5-7 years ago with the Wii. If you put a Mario-themed anything on the iOS or Android, Google Play, whatever, it's in everybody's pocket. It's on everybody's screen. There's hundreds of millions of these devices out there where there's singles of millions of Nintendo Wii U's out there. Like, it's so smart for them. They should have been doing this 6 years ago.
But from a scale perspective, you're right. And I think the fact that they differentiated that it will be new content and not regurgitating other things means that if you want that stuff, you're going to have to buy a Nintendo console to get the Virtual Console experience, to get it the way it was intended to be played. And I like that. That's all wondrous. And Rob knows that I am definitely on board with mobile gaming. I am not opposed to it. I'm not.
As we'll discuss further next week.
That's right.
Teaser.
But for now, right, my beef is, first of all, we don't know anything about the NX, so it is way too early to say it's going to be Blue Ocean, it's going to save the universe, it's going to be the great
They did say
thing.
that it's a dedicated games console.
Of
though.
course.
So they at least clarified that it's not just like a new piece of hardware that tracks your heart rate or something.
Right.
That's what everyone, I think, was assuming when they said quality of life.
Well, that
heart
also
band.
mean-
Basically, it's a vitality sensor. It's just it's black now instead of white to match the Wii U.
That's what people are imagining.
Well,
But this
but-
is a games console. which means it's-
which is good that they're keeping their foot in that universe, because I think they should.
Yeah.
But whatever the gimmick is, whatever the thing is, it's fine. But if it's a dedicated gaming console, that Nintendo speak means it will not have Blu-ray playback. You won't be able to use it for movies. You won't be able to use it. It'll just be for games. Now, will the online service make up for that, where you can do Netflix and the usuals and that kind of thing out of the box? That would be okay. But I'm just, if you go through and read it, and there's so many people are opining, it's just too early. I hope it's great. I would love for the new console to be amazing. Until I see it and hear more, I'm going to be skeptical, because we all thought Wii U was going to be great until they came out with the name.
I was skeptical of the Wii U.
I mean, from the first day. I mean, it was like,
Project
we're calling it the
Cafe,
Wii U, and you're like,
back when that was out
not so much. So, look, I think it's going to be, I'm excited to see what they can do. DNA is amazing. It is amazing. So I know they can do great things.
And the thing is, there was some clarification here as well. I don't know if either of you mentioned it, but Nintendo will be the ones developing the software. It's not like we're just letting them take our games and
Right, they're doing
do
the
whatever.
infrastructure
Yeah,
and the
Nintendo
mobile.
themselves are building it, and the DNA is doing the back end iOS
Yeah.
or whatever mobile developments.
But I agree with you. It will put Mario back out there in the next generation. By that I mean in my phone, in my pocket, on my person at all times. And I think that is nothing but good things for them.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's smart for them to refocus. Not that we can move on in a second.
No, it's
But
fine.
I just think it's smart because literally at this point in the modern age, everybody has some variation of a smartphone. Like if you move away from the 3DS, which I honestly think they should do, is move less away from dedicated handheld systems. Maybe have a peripheral that streams NX games, or I don't know, stream them to your iPhone. That's what you can do on the PlayStation with Android now. You can stream them to your PlayStation phone.
Some of them. It's currently
really
on their
spotty and
dedicated
whatever.
Xperia Z models.
Yeah. But I don't know. If you focus on video games as like a home entertainment theater, like sit down on a couch experience, and you let the phone be like the reminder throughout the day that there are these things that you can plug in and have a blast at home, like I think that's so much smarter as a strategy than trying to sell a dedicated handheld for $200 when you can get an iPhone on a 2-year contract for $200.
I think they can do both because I think
they're not going to drop the pillar. They're
Mobile,
not,
mobile's enough of there's enough diversity on mobile that you can take the things like, without getting too much into next week's show on mobile gaming, you can take the hardcore things that really don't work on mobile because they're just basically taking a big massive beautiful looking game and sticking it on
Like
on
BioShock.
Yes, exactly. With a virtual D-pad, and then here you go. You can have those experiences and shunt those directly over to 3DS, and then like all of the more casual things or the more indie things, then you can then have on your Nintendo phone platform.
Yeah.
Nintendo developed for your phone. But I think for them, and who knows what they're actually thinking on this, but I think the mentality needs to be not, this is how we get back all the people we lost during the Wii era, which is where I was kind of going with the question, but more a matter of these people are going to be playing these smaller, more condensed experiences no matter what. At least this way we get some of the money back.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think it will become their new third pillar, right?
Yeah.
And they're not going to get rid of whatever the next iteration of the DS is. In fact, I would hope that the integration between the portable and the home console would be a function of, and we've talked about this at great length on prior shows, that's really the only way I see it working. That was Mario Party 10 on your Wii U. Hi.
See, speaking of which, that's the sort of thing that they need. The sort of thing that they need to make all this work is when they send alerts out, like they just did over my Wii U just now. That needs to ping my phone with my Nintendo app, hopefully unifying everything on there.
Something like that, yeah.
And then doing the same thing for the notification on my 3DS.
Yep.
It's all about what they do with this this multi-device membership service.
Yeah.
To tie
Which
things
comes out
together.
later this year.
But if they
Yeah, that and mobile games they said we're going to hit
later this
by the
year,
end of
which
this
will,
year.
by the way, the mobile game that you bring up a great point. The release calendar will fill up because the mobile games will not have as heavy development. It won't take nearly as much time, and we'll have more regular releases of Nintendo games.
Yeah, you
I
stop
think will go
gap
very well.
between-
yeah.
I think it will go over
So at
very
least
well.
They need a deep scrub of their engineering, network engineering, though.
Yeah.
That's the crux
Oh, yeah.
of all
Yeah.
of this. They
In
need
comes
to kick
DNA.
something in or out. Like,
And here comes DNA to fix it.
Dear God,
hopefully.
they better have some kind of familiarity with overarching network systems that would work, like you were saying, over
Yeah.
Wii U, PC, smartphone. Yeah.
But I think if they can kill it with this multi-device membership service, they can support all three platforms without having to worry about losing handhelds as
I would
a result.
totally pay for like a monthly Nintendo fee that gave me like virtual console games every month, or something like PlayStation Plus, where you get a lot of discounts, whatever it is. Like I would totally take advantage of it.
Yeah.
It's just now they're finally at the point that literally like Xbox and PlayStation were at 10 years ago.
Yep.
Like a decade ago. Nintendo's finally like inching up to like, hey, us too.
Hilarious though, because the Wii arguably was ahead of its time.
Totally.
Go figure.
I mean, I don't know. I love the Wii. A lot of people
I
hate
do
on the
too.
Wii.
No, I loved it.
As a games machine, as a family casual.
I loved it. I love the backwards
it's
compatibility.
It's a genius piece of hardware.
Yeah, it was great.
Arguably the best in Nintendo's history, other than the NES, I would say. As far as just anyone gets it. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed.
whatever.
All right, next up, Kojima.
This
Metal
is
Gear Solid
so
5 will be Hideo Kojima's last game at Konami. It will be coming later this year, September 1st. Konami will continue to develop Metal Gear games without Kojima in-house. There have been rumors of money issues and arguments between Kojima and Konami for a while now. Brad, as the author of the upcoming fanfic biography, Thinking Outside the Cardboard Box, the Hideo Kojima story, what's really going on here
I
behind
can
the
shed
scenes?
a little bit of light from
Okay.
what I've dug into on the internet.
I look forward to this analysis. I've actually been looking forward to it all week.
Okay, so Hideo Kojima, if you aren't familiar with the man out there, he is this very eccentric, very high-profile Japanese game developer.
Not to be confused with Kojima Wallace.
Kojima Wallace, my unborn child. Yes, not to be confused. That's hopefully many years from now. I don't think we want to surprise Kojima Wallace. Anyways, so a lot of talk's been made of Kojima saying every Metal Gear is going to be his last Metal Gear.
Yeah, he's been doing that
He
since-
always does this.
Yeah.
I have a theory, and there's a wee bit of evidence to back this up.
Okay.
I think he genuinely wants out of the Metal Gear series, and he genuinely doesn't want to work on it. I think since Metal Gear Solid 2, I think he was basically coerced into it by Konami with insane amounts of money, whatever it is, to basically keep him on the payroll as like, hey, well, you're like our only hit game maker at this point. Like, literally Metal Gear is the only thing keeping Konami alive.
So
what
you-
other Konami games have come out in the past 10 years that have been great? Nothing.
Not doing a whole lot with Castlevania
Yeah,
lately.
Castlevania's garbage. Everything's garbage. There's another part of this, which we'll get to in a second. But anyways, I think with this one, finally, there was like the straw that broke the camel's back. Is that a saying? 'Cause
Yes,
It is, yeah.
It's
there-
not
there
that
was
not
some
that
kind of-
old either. So
Yeah,
I can't believe he used an old time
An old man
phrase.
But anyways,
I'm so mad I can spit nickels.
there had to
Go
be some
pound
kind
sand.
of there's some kind of fight between Konami and Kojima. He came out on that IGN video and made yet another "This is my last Metal Gear," and everyone went tee hee hee. He always says this tee hee. I guarantee some kind of fallout between that and the release date and when he gets supposed to finish it, and he has other projects at Konami like Silent Hills, which are now in jeopardy, which crushes my soul because we all know how much I love PT. I don't know what the future of that game's going to be.
Why do I derive so much joy from watching your soul being
It's
crushed?
so sad. This is like the most crushing news. Anyway,
I love it. Continue.
so Kojima is basically, I think it was more of a he quit Konami deal. Because if it were the other way around, there's no way Konami would fire Kojima. I don't see that. He could be the most absurdly mean person, dictatorial style of game making, whatever. I don't think they would ever can him. He probably just cold turkey said, all right, I'm done. After this, I'm done. And now Konami, I think part of this is seated in, I have no understanding of the Japanese business world, but I'm going to go ahead and try to rant about it for a couple seconds here. From what I've gathered, in the Japanese business, to leave your company is like the most horrible sin you can ever make. Like, unless you retire, basically, you work there for life, and they're hardworking people culturally, whatever. To leave like that is seen as like the most disrespectful, awful thing. So Kojima leaves Konami. If you've dug into this, Konami has now erased Kojima's name from the Metal Gear website, from the box art.
It's gone
of
from
Metal,
everything. Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid 5.
Erased.
They changed the name of Kojima Productions West, or LA, to Konami Productions LA. They're like, it's very, I don't know, they're kind of scary. The good thing is, it's not like Kojima's quitting video games, so I'm sure he'll get picked up by another publisher. I'm sure companies are like dying to get him. So I'm not concerned about there being no more Kojima games, because the man's a genius. He's made other non-Metal Gear games that have been great. But I'm just kind of concerned. I'm happy that this is the end of Metal Gear as we know it. It's long overdue.
Even though they say they're making more of
Yeah,
them.
well, they said they were making a new series of Metal Gear. And for a long time, Kojima said he wants Metal Gear and Solid Snake to be like James Bond, where there's new characters, new stories, all under the same banner, same motifs and villain
Right.
ideas, whatever. He's said that for 15 years or whatever. So I'm not terribly worried about Konami going on without Kojima either. I'm fine with Ian Fleming had nothing to do with Skyfall, but Skyfall's a great movie, whatever. So that doesn't bug me. It's just I'm really concerned that Konami's gonna make more Metal Gear games that were Kojima's Metal Gear games without Kojima, which would just be a disaster. I don't want to see that happen.
So they're going to try to keep going in his...
I hope not. They clarified it in some kind of press thing, which said nothing, but they tried to clarify and say that we're moving on with Metal Gear without Kojima as like a reboot or like a side, like kind of like James Bond, where you get your Pierce Brosnan.
Or J.J. Abrams with Star Trek.
Right, yeah.
And Star Wars.
Yeah. So that doesn't bug me. I'm really, really, really upset about Silent Hills. That troubles me greatly because that was shaping up to be like one of the hallmark horror games, if not like the great horror game ever made.
You may only ever just have
I
PT.
know. Well, I'm happy with just PT because I still play it every couple weeks, every so often. I just love it. I love it. I love to see because sometimes I'll think about it and I'll brush it off and I won't touch it for like months, and then I'll come back and go, is it really that scary, or was I just was it the hype and the this and that? I'll turn off all the lights, turn on PT, and I'm like, oh my god, yes, it's that scary.
Well, as
and
we
it freaks
described
me
last
out.
week, Brad Mann's special power is hype.
It's so good.
Yeah. Look,
But-
I mean, for me, I'll tell you, I don't know what the deal is. I think Kojima has so many options at his disposal at this point.
Oh yeah, they've gotta be
I don't know
throwing
that
money at it.
I don't know that he'll go back to another publisher. I think he will do his own thing. He'll go independent, and it'll take him a little while to get his chops up. Or somebody will offer him a kind of like joint ventures second party thing, where he has complete control, because ultimately I think that's what he wants. And in Japanese culture, since you so adequately put it, notice that Nintendo doesn't have the same problem with Miyamoto, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's a thing.
Yeah, if you notice, when Miyamoto even says a hint of like,
Retirement.
I'm getting old. Oh my god, no, stop. Like everyone like
shut
freaks
your
out.
face.
It's like, no, you're never quitting. Like,
And then they put him in a bubble and won't let him talk for months.
and
But
he's
look,
like, here's Pikmin short movies.
and that's where Iwata is like, it's okay. So look, at the end of the day, look, I do think that him leaving Konami is bad for Konami.
Oh, Konami's toast.
In the exact way,
Yeah.
Rob, that your follow-up question about, hey, what happened with Konami?
is this Mega Man all over
It is
again?
absolutely the same thing. They're going to go into free fall. I think they're going to do exactly what you said, because if there's one thing Japanese culture is stubborn. So they
Right.
will stick with the formula without the heart. The body will be in place. The blood will pump, but the heart will be this fake, not real. So it detaches. And look, I mean, it happened to Mega Man, and there went. So I totally think that's a real thing. Can it be overcome? If they can get a creative person in there that has the kind of vision that Kojima has, and can put his spin on it and inject it with, the spiritual essence of his genius, his or her genius, then I think it's great. Otherwise, it runs the risk of, what could have happened to Apple after Steve Jobs, but didn't.
Right.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's not good for them.
Yeah.
The Japanese companies that have gone through this, where there's too many eggs in one basket, have not fared well.
I have a really dark horse prediction, which is probably out of nowhere and probably not true. I could see Microsoft making some kind of really ballsy dumb move and saying, hey, Kojima, here's a ridiculous amount of money. Make whatever you want, and we'll publish it under Microsoft Game Studios. Because that's the kind of thing they like to do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Phil Spencer's all about the core IP, a name like
That's
Kojima.
really interesting. I think
could
you're
see
right.
them doing that, but I don't think they would, necessarily. It's
Super
just-
dark horse.
I was thinking
Nintendo
the same
snaps
thing.
him up.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Just take him in.
I was
Nintendo does weird stuff like Devil's Third. They're not that smart. I mean,
Why?
they put all their basket in Itagaki. Is that his name? Freaking Dead or Alive Bikini Beach Volleyball.
Hey,
guy.
that really does it for some people.
if that. Never mind.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyways,
some
yeah, I
people
was-
are simple creatures, unlike you, Brad.
I was thinking the same thing too. If anybody's got the money to
People are
throw, no, shush.
well, yeah, Microsoft does.
Trying to get us back on track here.
sorry,
Thanks. But no, if anybody's got the money to throw around, it's Microsoft. And
Yeah.
since as
They
we
did that with Scalebound and Platinum Games.
Yep.
Okay, moving on to the next topic. Screenshot or it didn't happen.
Oh,
Yeah, I know that's a little tasteless. 24-year-old Chinese gamer Wu Tai dies after a 19-hour WoW session. He coughed up blood and collapsed in his chair at a Shanghai internet cafe. A pre-existing condition is expected. The autopsy is still pending. And yes, there are CCTV screenshots. The question on this one, should devs have protections in place against incidents like this? Because it's not the first time we've had
What
someone
can you
fall over
do?
the
People are stupid.
Well, the thing I was
Or
thinking...
there's a pre-existing condition.
Well, that's true. Which, but still, the thing I was thinking with this is I can't play my DS for 5 minutes without getting a message in every single game saying, hey, you should take a break.
Yeah, but that's like people get pop-ups that say, you read and agree to the terms and conditions, and everybody says agree. Yeah. And then they wonder why when the thing blows up or doesn't work right and they're mad, it's like, well, you agreed. Oops.
You know what's hilarious? I talk not a ton of, but like I'm a big fan of the Civilization games. Those games have timers and alarms. You can set a timer in the game. Say, I'm only playing for 3 hours.
Well, you can do that in WoW, too. But,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
But no, I don't think developers should be held responsible for people.
No.
People have to be smart. And
this guy could have been playing guitar for 19 hours. He could have been whatever. Like, I don't know.
He could have gone in, and I mean this in not in a disrespectful way. He could have gone and shot up in the bathroom and came back, and that's why he coughed up blood. I mean, you have no idea. You have no idea.
Yeah.
You can't blame publishers or a video game for that. Yeah. People have brains, use them.
And to be fair, I don't think anyone is in this particular incident. It's just it happens enough where someone is playing one of these long-term... It happened with StarCraft 2 a while back, didn't it?
Yeah. That's happened a couple times in StarCraft 2.
Yeah.
But notice it. These are isolated incidents for people who go super extreme. It's not...
Yeah. People have died playing like football and stuff. Like, I don't know.
But I thought it was interesting when I looked into this. I'm like, well, WoW does have one of those, doesn't it? Because it has like tips that pop up on the loading screen. And then I went back and read it, and I'm like, well, it's not really that. Because it basically says, make friends in Azeroth, but then don't forget to go outside with those friends too. Which isn't the same as saying, hey, take a break every couple of hours.
Yeah, because, no, I'm not going to say it.
Yeah.
All right, next up, what's the crafting grid for a ban hammer? Oh. Turkish Family and Social Policies Ministry, the Turkish Family and Social Policies Ministry, is calling for a ban on Minecraft in Turkey. The Minecraft, as it's called. The game, yes, as the kids say, the game is, quote, based on violence, since mobs and animals must be killed for all the materials you need to build in the world. Quote, children may confuse the in-game world with the real world and then end up torturing animals.
To be fair, Minecraft does have really lifelike, realistic graphics. So I could see where they're coming from with this. I mean, every time I see a pig out in real life, I just want to
go kill it.
I just want to,
So,
with my hands.
The Social Policies Ministry also says that this could lead to playing Minecraft could also lead to social isolation and internet bullying.
Well, that's more legit.
Mojang,
I don't think it's enough to ban.
Mojang, in their response, recommends playing in creative mode or using the peaceful setting. Are Turkey's concerns valid? The question.
No. This is like this was the thing that happened. Was it like 97 or 98 when Hillary Clinton was like, "We got to ban video games because they're too
Hillary
violent."
Clinton hates video games.
Come the hell on.
Yeah.
First of all, who are you to tell anybody that they can do anything? Shut up.
Yeah.
Second of all, the fact that they have a ministry that even thinks they get a vote on people's purchasing capabilities. I know Turkey is a more progressive, pro-Western, country. In that part of the world, but this is like Dark Ages crap.
Yeah.
You can't buy what you want. You can't play what you want. You have to do this. And I thought the response from Mojang actually is genius. We have modes built in, biatch. So how about use your brains?
It's great because it's the perfect PC answer that a company should be giving, but it just has that enough of a hint of don't play in survival mode, stupid.
Well, and it's a backhand. It's a right across the face. Like, you should be smart enough to know. So first of all, what are they going to do? The only other thing you can do, a game publisher could do in this instance, is you have to pull out of the region. You have to pull out of the country because you can't do anything to the game to make it less than what you've already done. You're accommodating that for those people. So does the government altruistically go out and believe benevolently that I'm going to block all access to these things? Well, no longer are you free pro-Western at that point, right? You're a bureaucratic, heavy-handed, communist, commie pinko scum, government that's like, you will do what we say. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Throwing some words around here today.
I'm just
Kill
saying.
a commie for mommy.
Oh my god. Hey, it's
not to get too political here, but as a bleeding heart liberal communist,
you are definitely bleeding.
Hillary Clinton has, and a lot of liberals for this matter, Al Gore, Tipper Gore famously with the parental advisory, whatever, have this blind spot for like media and violence in media and bad rap lyrics and whatever. Like, I don't know, it just puzzles me. It's like, do you really not think that like There are other like people just didn't murder each other until video games came around.
Well, that's the thing that
Like Turkey's been this peaceful place, and then Minecraft came out, and it's this apocalyptic.
Oh
murder,
my God! People are running to the streets with knives. Oh wait.
That's what amazes me is that anytime you see something like this, it's always like well after the fact, and like
not to
you
mention
know,
they're
it's just
like
because
8 years late on this. Like Minecraft's been out. Maybe it's new there. I don't know.
I mean, look, it's
still puzzling.
This every once in a while, Rob, you have a zinger in here, and it goes to the politics thing, and I'm telling you, just get out of my life. Let me do what I want.
Turkey,
I am
thanks.
a big boy. And just in general. I mean, Brad brings up a great point too. Just butt out. It is none of your business. My choices and how I choose to live my life and do with my money and income and talent what I choose. Shut your face.
so
Grr.
Mic
no love
drop.
for creepers in the Ottoman Empire.
Oh.
All right, next up,
Unbelievable.
PSN account not found. User Cadjar received alerts that $600 worth of content had been bought on his PSN account.
Yes.
His PS4 was deactivated from his PSN account with a remote system now listed as the primary. He goes to Sony for help on it, and the customer service representative he talked to offered him $100 in credit to the PSN wallet as a refund, which is as much as they could offer, which is not to his actual bank account, which got charged $600. He was also told that any payment dispute escalation with his bank contesting the charges would result in his account being permanently banned. If it was banned, the purchase licenses that he had on the account would be wiped and would be unrecoverable. What should Sony's response have been in this case?
Well, the tricky thing with the whole license and whatever, that's what you get when you don't read through your license agreement and your terms and conditions and all that.
But even if you did read it, it's not like you could understand it.
Yeah, but
Come on, you read it and be like, what does that mean?
Yeah, but with any software, or like even digital download music like iTunes, like you don't own that music. Like in no way do you own that music. And I don't think this guy or girl, Cadjar, really thought that he or she owned. Like, I don't know. It sucks. Trust me, it's like awful. I can't even imagine. That'd be horrible. What Sony should have done, obviously, is just refunded him $600 on his account and just that's it. Like, just shut up about it. Like, there's no other. But the fact that it's tied to accounts and primary account and this account,
it
that
doesn't.
account,
That all that's is a red herring. It all comes down to their horrible infrastructure, horrible security, horrible protection.
Yeah.
This
Well,
is
what was
one
this?
example of what could happen to millions of people if Sony isn't careful.
Was
right?
this guy? I keep saying guy. Sorry, gender neutral pronoun. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was this guy like giving out his password in some kind of like phishing scam or like I don't know what? Like maybe there's more to it. I don't know the details.
Who knows?
But
I
He could
couldn't
have just been a lucky victim.
Yeah, I couldn't find out how it was that he managed to get hacked.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything.
Because I mean, at
to
some
that
point,
effect.
even with like the whole celebrity nude thing that happened last year with like password hacks. And
Oh,
all that,
yeah.
it's like your password can only do so much. Like someone can break through no matter what.
Say it.
That's
like-
the first thing that came to
What
my mind.
celebrity? I may have heard of that.
What? Huh?
What?
I won't refer to it as its colloquial name that maybe all of us at the table know. I'm not gonna do that. Anyways, point being, widespread password breach, whatever. I don't think that's the problem with any. I mean, you're gonna get that literally if you have a password for anything. There's a chance it could get broken into your Facebook, your phone, whatever. I don't know.
Yep.
It's just the risk you take in the modern world.
No,
you have to
but
weigh the
Sony-
convenience of having all these
but-
games available
yeah,
to you versus the cost of having a bunch
I
of
agree
passwords
with you
and
in general,
security.
but Sony is horrible with this.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
and
yeah.
you know, because of that and because of their stupidity in this arena, they either need to change the policy to accommodate when this kind of thing happens to avoid the bad PR, or they need to get the hell out of the business. Because at this point, I mean, just the other day there was another outage. I am so sick of outages with these people. How hard is it? How damn hard is it? If you can't do it, get out of the business.
It wouldn't be so bad if there weren't so many things that you need to have online.
Yeah, well,
to do
They
nowadays.
make it that way.
Yeah.
Well, if you want this game and you want it to work, Destiny, you have to have internet access at all times. Well, I thought we weren't doing the all internet all the time. Crap. Microsoft. Whoops. Boo. Yeah. Hello, Nintendo. That's why I can play Smash Brothers when anytime PSN goes down, which is weekly now.
Yeah.
It's weekly.
Well, to be fair, if they were trying to do more in the online space, I'm sure they would be in the same boat as Sony. bailing furiously.
It will be interesting to see what occurs in the future.
Yeah, we'll see once they roll out this multi-device, et cetera, we mentioned earlier.
It will be good.
Yes. Okay, so next up, Steam machines incoming. 13 manufacturers are working on Steam machines at the moment. Cyber, which...
with an S.
Yes, with an S.
Cyber.
Showed off 6 different models at GDC, ranging in price from $450 to $1,400 and offering a wide variety of specs. They had mentioned, Gabe Newell actually talked about this at GDC and had mentioned that they were going to be, like the low end would be comparable to the current console market, and then you could go, as high pretty much as you wanted to. Although what we've seen so far of the machines tend to skew a little bit higher than the current consoles. But they're expected to launch in November of 2015. My question for the panel, what will the console/Steam machine market look like in November 2016, a year out from launch?
I have a bold prediction.
What you got?
I think this is going to be one of the biggest flops, one of the biggest... Who on earth wants a Steam machine? There is zero market for a Steam machine. I can't even think of...
I don't know. I mean, they're playing on, like, the Android concept, right?
Yeah, but, like...
That's what they're doing.
Yeah, but... what Android geek or what Linux, because these are Linux machines, and Lord knows Linux is hardly the most accessible. They have their UI, their Steam machine UI. Just get the stupid streaming Valve box or whatever. It's like $99 someone's making it, and it's like an Apple TV where you just stream your PC games to your TV.
That's right.
That's the answer.
Yeah.
Who on earth is going to buy a $1,500
Enough people to
Linux
make it
PC?
stick around for longer than
No.
it should.
This
I
is
actually don't think so.
The only thing that's going to be good that comes out of this is the Steam controller, which is actually cool, and you can use it on PC and Mac and whatever.
I'm curious.
I'm probably going to buy one. If it's $50, I'd get a Steam controller.
I'd be curious to get my hands on it. I'm curious about the haptic feedback on that, on the
little
touchpad
pad
things.
I don't like that whole idea at
all.
all.
But in terms of the Steam machine market, itself, I think this is going to be a feeding frenzy in November, and I think out of it is going to, from like 13 manufacturers at launch, I think it's going to shake itself out to be maybe 4 or 5.
Yeah.
That will be at successful, viable price points and spec ranges that people actually want to buy, and hopefully the rest of them will be discontinued. That depends on the savvy of the companies involved.
Well, Alienware has been doing this for like 5 years now. They have basically the market as living room PCs, gaming focused to compete with an Xbox One and a PS4, and nobody buys them. I mean, if you're going to do that, just get a PS4 and Xbox One. I would never recommend. If you're going to get a high-end PC, just get a high-end PC. If you want a living room, lower-end, entry-level thing, just get one of the existing boxes that have way better software, developer support, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I mean, I think it's going to be a niche thing. I don't think it's going to eat into the console market very much at all. But I think there will be definitely a market for it. There will be people that want a dedicated box. Although I like the idea that I hadn't considered before that you mentioned about just having basically a sling box.
Yeah, that's the one. That and the
throwing your PC
controller are
up
the
on
only
the
two
TV.
good things that'll come out of this.
Yeah.
At least for me personally, but even I would say analyst prediction here. The only two things that'll be really successful, sales wise. They're going to sell a bunch of the Steam controllers. I just don't see them selling a lot of the Steam boxes.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
No.
Okay. Next up, timed exclusivity. Grrr. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare's Ascendance DLC, which includes 4 maps and a new zombie chapter, will be on Xbox consoles only on March 31st. It will be coming out on PS4 and PC 1 month later. Dragon Age, and this is the one that kills me. Dragon Age Inquisition's DLC.
Notice I posted this on Facebook to torture you.
Jaws of Hakan is available now. It actually came out on Tuesday on Xbox and PC. To be determined for PlayStation. Oh, you're killing me. So my question: does this balance out with Destiny's PlayStation exclusive strikes, or is it still BS?
Well, since I don't buy any DLC anyways,
okay.
I don't.
I should look at me. I'm all squeaky clean in the DLC market.
No, I mean it really doesn't bother me. I mean I don't care.
Yeah.
Because I literally don't buy any DLC ever.
But
timed exclusivity.
How do you feel about console exclusivity? How do you feel about timed exclusivity?
I think it's better than buying out Rise of the Tomb Raider. Like if you're gonna if you really want your platform to be the first DLC, the first this, the first that,
It's probably
like-
it's probably the most cost-effective way to go too. I would
right.
imagine.
So not only does Xbox get a boost from being the first Call of Duty, and they have been for like 6 games now or whatever, they get all the map packs. They get the marketing with the Xbox name on it. Their numbers are higher than PS or PlayStation numbers, except
Mountain
for
Dew
PS4
cans.
now. Mountain Dew cans, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
It's fine. It doesn't completely alienate the PlayStation players. All the Xbox players had their panties in a bunch when the Destiny raid, or not raid, but strikes, they were announced as PlayStation exclusive. It's like, who cares?
I mean, I just think
I don't know.
it's a marketing ploy that's old. It's tired. I'm tired. I'm frankly tired of hearing about it. Like, just shut up. The game's gonna come damn out when it does.
Yeah.
Get over it. Who cares if your buddy gets it first? Go sit on his couch and watch him play it. If you're not into that, just shut up and wait your turn.
I feel like there's enough parity between the consoles as it is that they don't need any differentiating factors like this.
I
I
just
think
think-
there are Xbox gamers, there are PlayStation gamers. Just put it out. Just let people buy it.
Yeah.
Let me give you money.
Yes, but
Or at least, at the very least, and this is what tweaks me about this, at the very least, if the other guy is going to announce that, if the other guy has an exclusivity locked up, have the date locked up for yours too.
yeah, but they pay them money.
Yeah.
That's what this is all about. So it's whoever offers up the most cash. That's all it is. Microsoft goes, yo, I want it first. What's it going to take? Sony says, hey, I want it first. What's it going to take? And then it's a gamble. Sony gambled on Destiny, which was a new unproven IP. Xbox is playing it on the tried and true. Let's see who wins. So far, Sony's still winning, last time I checked, so I don't think it really matters, but for them. But, I mean, if you're a player and you're like, it's not fair, I can't have it first, come on. I mean,
I don't care about not having it first. I care about having to wait and not knowing when. That's what annoys me.
well, I mean, you know, tough. That's the unfortunate reality.
Yeah.
I hate saying that, but that's life.
All right, next up, getting the band back together. Rock Band 4 is officially in development. It'll be launching later this year on PS4 and Xbox One.
Boo.
The
We
game
called it back on
We-
episode 26.5.
totally did call it.
26.5.
That's the only episode number I will ever remember. It's 26.5.
That yeah.
So the game is planned as a platform, not for annual or semi-annual releases, which is basically what Rock Band's been doing all along, but basically they're saying, hey, this ain't Guitar Hero. All previously purchased tracks will work with Rock Band 4
Only on the respective
platforms.
platforms.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Xbox 360 will only be able to transfer to Xbox.
Oh, okay. That's
You can't
that's an
take your
important
360 and go to the PS4.
Okay.
Which kind of sucks
Well-
for a lot of people, because a lot of people made that jump 360 to PS4.
Yeah, I mean that I think is less surprising to me. If it was 360 to Xbox One, that would be a little bit of a bummer to me if I was making that transition.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, it makes sense that console specific.
Yeah.
So thank you for that, Brad.
Just throwing it up there.
Okay. They are, quote, trying very hard to get the old peripherals to work, which makes me think that maybe they won't be
That
there.
crushes me.
They are putting out new ones, which I'm sure is maybe what they would prefer. I mean, I think they understand. I would like to think they would understand that it would be good to have the old peripherals working, which is why they say something about it at all. But by the same token, if the people have to buy the new ones because they threw out all the old ones, that's more money for Mad Cats and for Harmonix. Harmonix is also actively seeking song requests right now via harmonixmusic.com. So, Brad, as a fan of these games, as a music fan in general, what songs do you want to see?
See, that's the thing.
on Rock Band 4?
When I saw that they were doing song requests, I like all my favorite bands and songs are mostly represented in the existing Guitar Hero and Rock Band games.
They've just put out so much.
Yeah. So if even we talked about this on the whole rhythm game show, but like by Guitar Hero 5, it was like indie music and
Yeah.
like all this weird crap that like
Stevie Wonder, where you can play the
Yeah.
trumpet part on Guitar Hero.
it's like when you
4,
think Guitar
5.
Hero, like you get that guitar legend like Van Halen, Metallica / Guns N' Roses, like that's the stuff you think of. You don't think of these like indie crappy bands. Like it's gonna be like Walk the Moon or some weird terrible little or like Mumford and Sons, Kill Me. If that's what this is, then like hell no. But
We'll find out. I can't wait. I think there'll be some retro peeps that'll be like, I totally remember it, I must have more, and everybody else is going to go, this is so lame.
the only way I would get it is if they have and I've wanted this for years, and I've talked about this on the Rhythm Game Show, but like a free version where it doesn't even come with a single song, where you just download the Rock Band game, quote unquote,
Basically,
to
the
your
App
PS4.
Store version of it.
Yeah, and then you just buy songs or albums, like just free to play. If not free to play, because you have to buy them. But like you download the service basically, and then buy all the tracks. Rather, I don't want to buy a $60 copy of a game and then buy all my tracks. Like,
Well, to be fair, we don't know that they're going to use the exact same model they did last time. I mean, they've said that it's
all
going to
we
be a
know is that
platform,
it's going to be a disc. It's going to be a retail copy.
but so we don't know if it's going to be like 80 songs,
Yeah, I don't
or
know
if it's
it.
going to be like 40 songs for for $40.
I know that they said maybe
And then
it was like October they were aiming for, which is close, which means we got to be seeing like real stuff soon. And even I saw something, it might have been a rumor, it might have been fake, but Guitar Hero is gearing up for another launch.
yeah,
this
that's
fall.
it's still in the rumor stage as far as I know.
Yeah,
it's
that's
only
the last
that
I saw
Harmonix
of
made
it.
the actual announcement and put the website up and all that
I
stuff.
guarantee it was like they're probably some tiny little team in Activision was working on it like all these years, and they were just waiting for
Could I have my
the other
stapler?
one
I need my
to.
stapler. I was promised I could take it with me. I mean, look, I'm sorry, but what? It's Office Space, another great movie that actually
I
they
love
just
that movie.
parodied. They actually had the real Michael Bolton come in and redo
Oh, I
the
saw
scenes.
that,
Oh
yeah.
my god!
I love how you say something completely and totally random, and then you look at us like we're stupid because
Like,
we don't
we're the-
understand.
You always give me the I don't know what that is look, and
No, I
like
know
no
what
one will
that
get the
is.
'90s reference
I
or
know
whatever.
what that is. I have no damn clue why your mind went there just
Because
then.
he just said people had probably been
Small
working on a
office.
small, and I thought, oh, a Melvin in the closet working on stupid rock band
I will
games for
say,
years.
There's one scene in that movie that translates to my life so well, where he's like listening to the gangster rap in the highway,
Dear.
and like during the traffic jam, and he's like rapping, "It's me every day." Like,
I'm
listening
really-
to Kanye West or something.
I need to see this.
and then
Was
I
it-
pull up to someone and I like turn it down. And
Was it you?
sit still.
Was it you? I showed the real Michael Bolton version to.
No, I saw it online somewhere.
I
like,
showed it to
separately.
somebody at work. I didn't remember
know.
if it was
I
you or
didn't
not,
see
but-
it from work.
But they did. They basically took the real Michael Bolton and had him
hilarious.
reshoot all the
yeah,
all the scenes,
which
with
is
Michael
hilarious.
Bolton.
Look, I mean, my thing is this.
Anyway.
My thing is this. I think it was a fad. Everybody was doing it, and it's over.
I'm curious to see how many people come back.
I really don't think it's going to be the big thing
There's
anymore.
a core. There's a very hungry core fan base for these
Listen,
games.
maybe they'll sell 1 million units, which I guess is good, but it may justify a couple sequels, maybe some DLC, maybe a couple extra peripherals. Hey, now you can play the jazz flute. I don't know. I mean, who cares? I never understood the appeal of it, never. And I'm a musician. I play the alto sax, and I think it's stupid.
I love it.
But you're not as much into the songs, I think.
I mean, no, I'm not saying no, because there are some of the songs I like. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not that close-minded.
You don't have quite the deep musical knowledge in that area.
I don't care.
Okay, I'm just
But
saying
I
that's
mean-
why you don't like it.
What I'm saying, I don't think. I just think that its time has passed.
yeah.
That may be true.
We
I don't know,
will
we'll
see.
I'm kind of on the fence about it myself, but I might pick it up because I've been thinking recently I'd kind of like to go back there again and do that because I threw all my stuff away.
Yeah.
My
I was lucky enough
instruments
to
that
Craigslist it before it got too
nice.
oversaturated out there.
But I mean, for me, it depends on price point, like business model, like they do. If they do something that's more platform based rather than disc based, I'll be a lot more interested in it.
Mhm.
And then it depends on what the set list is. Like
Yeah.
if there are enough good songs out there that they haven't done already, which I'm not sure there are, because I
There's
don't know what's left. But if they can prove to me that there are enough good songs out there that I'll actually want to listen and play to, I could take the plunge again.
And this presumably means if all your stuff transfers, then right out of the box you'll have all 500 songs that are already released as DLC.
That's great for people that have actually done it before. For me,
Not even that, but like I remember one of the first packs that ever came out was "And Justice for All Metallica," and that was
Yeah.
like the first one I bought. And that means presumably with this PS4 version, I could get the game, and then on day one I could get "And Justice for All," the whole album on Rock Band. That'd be sweet.
Yeah. All right, next up. Better late than never.
Oh, the Delay Station 4.
Yeah. Project Cars, developed by Slightly Mad, has been delayed for the third time into mid-May 2015.
I don't think that game
Question
exists.
mark, question mark.
I think it's a money laundering operation. I don't think it's real.
And then they say it's coming to Wii U too. I'm like, there's no,
Just like
there's
Last
no way.
Guardian.
Yeah, it's
Is it
com-
real?
Oh,
Last Guardian?
those wounds are also sore. Kojima is still sore, and Last Guardian. It's deep,
But it's not dead.
allegedly.
Apparently.
But I mean, so Project Cars was crowdfunded, so that I can kind of see a certain amount of okay.
Who's gonna buy it when it does come out?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well,
It's
well,
the dumbest title I've ever. It sounds like a freaking Pixar movie meets. If you have Project anything in your name, or even like Codename S.T.E.A.M, one of the worst game titles, or not even game titles, one of those titles of anything ever. I hate Project Gotham Racing. I hate Project Spark on Xbox One. Project Cars. Like, what is this?
Project Brad.
I just hate it. It's so stupid. Come up with a name. I guess it's that hard.
so
Sometime Wii U. Dun 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 dun. Anyway.
Oh, which, by the way, real quick, I have to throw this out there because it's so good. Speaking of terrible titles, somebody was breaking this down. I saw on Reddit. It was awesome. Somebody was pointing out how awesome the name Splatoon is. Because not only is it like platoon, like army platoon, with like splat, like you're splatting things, it also means like squid platoon, so Splatoon. It also means tune, because it's like a cartoon, like a splat tune, because it's like Nickelodeon. And it's also platoon, like, alright, I'm done.
God, you're gonna be such a great father to Kojima.
Poor little Kojima. It still hurts.
So anyway, we're talking about delays. The other big delay, Uncharted 4 being delayed into spring 2016. Of course, there's been a lot of high-level staff turnover during development of Uncharted 4.
That game's a hot mess. I'm not even excited for it anymore.
What, Uncharted 4?
Yeah, Uncharted 4. I don't even care.
I am, but I'm frustrated at the delays. Here's the question. Here we go again. Is it time to start getting worried about delays again this year? Because we had so many last year. And
I
now
think
we're
the
getting
video
there
game,
again.
we talk about this. We always go gloom and doom, but development cycles and like all this stuff, it's coming back to bite them in the butt. Like, I don't know. It's kind of worrisome.
Yeah,
All
no,
these companies are struggling with this. Like, all of them are across the board. There's no one that's come out of this like squeaky clean.
I know this is well trod ground here on this podcast, so
Right,
we're not going to mention certain games from Ubisoft, right? We're not going to mention it.
I don't know whatever you could possibly
Hold it
mean by
in.
that.
Hold it in like a wet fart.
Like a wet fart.
Those are the worst. A shart?
Unite your butt cheeks. Get it? Unite.
Shut up.
So I mean, we've been
butt cheeks on the air. Do we have to put explicit
My
on this
gamer
podcast?
tag.
because
No,
we put
I don't
butt
think so.
cheeks in this?
You can
Actually-
add me on Xbox One. My gamer tag is Brad Butt Cheeks.
wow. So
Twitch me.
here's my thing on all of this. We had a lot of delays last year because things just weren't ready. What's really starting to get on my nerves about come back to us, Nick. Come back.
Really funny. Okay.
All right.
What's really made me tear up a little.
Yeah. What's really getting to me about all of this isn't the fact that, if it's not ready, you delay it. That makes perfect sense. What's annoying me about this is the forecasting.
There's nothing coming
How
out
can you
this fall.
not?
Yeah.
How can you? Well, we'll get to that in a second. But how can you not? It's like the financial forecasting over at Nintendo. How can you not? How can you be so wrong as to how much money you're going to make, as to how much time it's going to make you to make this game? I mean, how do you not spend like weeks figuring that out before you announce it? And how can you be so... I mean, I just don't understand with development cycles as long as they are... And obviously, I don't make games, so I don't know what's actually going on here. And everybody knows about crunch and how that's a normal part of the industry. And, maybe they're trying to reduce that from, 120 hours a week to 80 hours a week or whatever it is. I don't even know if there's 120 hours in a week. I don't think there is. Anyway, not doing the math now. But, I mean, how do you miss the forecasting that bad as often as people tend to do?
So it's really different when we're talking about financial numbers.
Yeah.
And
I
game
know I'm
release.
crossing the streams a little bit here.
Yes, which they tell you in Ghostbusters never to do. Yeah. Look, I mean, I think the moral of the story is that, particularly when they announced Uncharted 4, which was super regrettable. I mean, even and I'm not like, oh my gosh, the most hardcore fan of the series. It's a bummer because it's a big game. You know it's going to be good when it finally lands, and it's going to endure for quite some time. But as we've discussed, I don't know. Look, I don't necessarily have a problem with you delaying it if it's going to be better, or it's going to forego all the glitches that we've seen in certain games that shall not be named recently. But look, at the end of the day, it's. I would rather wait, have something good, not have to worry about 40 gigabyte patches that destroy my hard disk space on my system, and know that I'm going to have a good. The problem is that these publishers want to appeal to too many things. The scope of these projects are too big, way too big. Everything's got to be open world, man. Everything's got to have limitless views and super graphics from the beginning of the universe.
Got to
And,
plug Bloodbourne here. That's why Bloodborne's so refreshing. Is it's not one of these
Yeah, just-
Ubisoft open world.
and I'm
outpost
not
capture-
saying there's anything wrong with open world concepts. I'm just saying don't make it so big
Yeah.
that you blow your launch window.
I think that's a fad that's going to die down in a few years.
Please,
but that's
dear
just
God.
me.
let
Well, but
it
but
be.
so but the
because
payoff.
everyone's trying to do it now.
Yeah, they are. But the payoff is, it's so big and there's so much to do that you'll never ever be able to do it all, and you're going to keep playing my game,
And you're never going to sell
and you're
it to
never going to
GameStop.
stop. Right, you're never going to get rid of it. You're going to keep playing it. The
That's
problem
the
is,
real key to
but the
them, is
problem
to
is,
get you to not sell
it's
it.
not happening.
Yeah.
I think the only holdout, the last stalwart bastion of people that won't give it up, are WoW players. They're the only ones. Nobody else has been able to replicate it. Nobody. So I don't know why they try. Like, that's the thing about Zelda U that terrifies the crap out of me, is it's open world, it's big, it's this, it's not linear, it's going to be great. It's going to be amazing. I love the art style. I like the idea. I can't wait to find out what the story is and the mechanics and everything. But I'm going to play it, I'm going to beat it, and then I'm going to move on. Just like everybody else with open world games does, except WoW.
Yeah.
It's stupid. It's like a 1999 model. Move on.
It's tricky because I like open world games. I play a lot of them, and whether it's open world games or just big games, because not every big game is an open world game.
Yeah.
But I think of some of the Ubisoft games that I've played in the last year, Watch Dogs, and the other one that shall not be named, and I get to a certain point where I just get tired of playing it anymore. Because
You get fatigue, literally, like gameplay fatigue.
And it's not because there's a lot to do, because there was a lot to do. I probably put more hours into Dragon Age Inquisition than I did either of those other two Ubi games, but I loved every minute of it. And I can't answer for myself what the difference is, because there's so much to do in Dragon Age also.
Yeah, but I think it kind of depends on the game, right?
Yeah.
WoW is definitely a specific genre, so people play it, they know what they're getting into, they go into it with that mindset, they know what they're doing. Monthly, I'm going to do it. Then, on the other side of it, you've got something like Zelda on a console, which is a once-a-generation event. So if it's big and open and vast and has all these things, I think that works. I do. Everybody who has a Wii U is going to buy that game. Everybody. And people who have not bought a Wii U will buy it to have that, just like they did with Smash Brothers. The game is going to be so massive, it's a once-in-a-generation event, and everyone's going to gotta have it. So for them to make it big, I think that works for that kind of a title. But game that shall not be named, I had one a year, super iterations. I think it's not going to work with Final Fantasy 15 in the same way, because it's too recent to 13.3 and Final Fantasy 14 Heaven's Word and all these. The market's saturated, so people are like, I'm kind of over it. It's going to be successful, but not as successful as something like Zelda U, because it's a once in a generation.
That definitely helps. I think I have a hypothesis for what it might be when it comes to, at least for me, when it comes to open world games like that. I think it's about the pacing of the game. Because what I run into so often in Ubisoft games is that you go do side quests for a while, and they've got 50 of the same type of thing for you to do, and you just grind through all of those, and you just get fatigued. Whereas if you go, and part of this is on me, I guess, but the challenge of that is how interesting the narrative is. With Watch Dogs, I didn't really want to play through the story missions. It was more interesting to do the side missions, and then I'd do all the side missions, and I'd be bored and not want to play anything at all anymore. So I think it's about how you roll those out in terms of how off-putting it becomes, which could be interesting to see. I would be surprised if Zelda has that much to do in it, really. Even though it's a big open world, and they're saying they're going to have lots of stuff for you to do in it and all that.
I don't know. Twilight Princess was 70 hours. And that's not even, they weren't even pushing that as an open world, quote unquote.
But I didn't feel like
wasn't.
there was a lot of other side quests and things to do there.
I thought it.
Really had the
game was
stupid
too
butterfly,
big.
and then you had the thing to get the super armor, and you've always
All
got
the
heart
rubies.
pieces and everything. I mean, it was a good. And Skyward Sword.
Skyward's a lot. It's trimmed a lot of that fat.
Yeah,
I love Skyward.
But then
Sword.
you had item customization, and you could get parts and do other things. So I mean,
Yeah.
I think they've always kind of had a good balance. But it never is more important than the main quest line. You know what I mean? The main storyline. So.
I think it's about how they roll it out. If it's like, you get like a breadcrumb quest that starts you doing these sorts of things in between each dungeon, that'll help a lot.
I agree
Instead
with
of, here's all the stuff right at the beginning of the game, you can do it whenever you want to, and then it's kind of up to you to not blow all through everything all at once.
I agree with that.
Without Uncharted 4, what is Sony's big holiday game to put up against Zelda Wii U and Halo 5?
Not yet announced.
No, I don't think there's anything. I don't think they need one.
If
They
there's
didn't have one last fall. Drive Club, like that took on Halo Master Chief, and they still came out on top.
and I would argue that if they haven't announced it yet, they don't have it.
Yeah, there's no way they're going to announce a game in June and come out in October, and it's going to. There's no way.
Yeah, they're not going to have Naughty Dog delay something to make it better and then rush something else into production.
The closest thing we could see is this is a little mini news tidbit, but the God of War 3 remastered.
Remastered.
They
That's
announced
actually,
that in March, and that comes out in July. But that's just a quick
yeah.
and dirty remaster.
Yeah.
That's at most is what we're gonna see. I bet we see an Uncharted collection or something.
That would be smart money. Yeah.
But that's their only game. I don't think they need anything else. I mean,
Yeah. I agree with that.
I think
They'll be fine.
But I think between that and if they did, because I don't think they've announced an actual date for it yet. But if Journey finally rolls out on PS4 somewhere there in the fall,
that
love
was
that
supposed to
game.
hit in the past couple months, and it never
I
did.
love that game.
yeah. But I mean, if they're
But that's a
holding on,
$20 downloadable game.
but still, I mean, it's
Better not be. It was 15 the first time.
Or you're right, not 20.
But I mean,
what
it's
I mean.
9.99.
But as far as marquee title, I mean, if you've got both of those together, I think they get you through the holiday
The
season.
hottest
But you do
games
have,
from 3 years ago.
but I mean, you do have a good point that
get?
they didn't need anything
Yeah.
Dynamite last year.
And
Although
Sony first-party development sucks, other than Naughty Dog, sucks mostly anyway. So
although they did catch a lot of flack last year for not having a lot of exclusives on the console.
We'll
don't
see
care.
we will see what happens.
Yeah.
E3 will reveal
as long as
all the
Battlefront
things.
comes out, Star Wars Battlefront, and it doesn't suck, I don't need any other game. That's like
Yeah,
my
people
number
are
one most
definitely
anticipated.
stoked about that game.
Now that Bloodbourne is out, and Bloodbourne kind of owns the whole Sony exclusive mind share for the
Yeah.
next X months until
So
God of War
you're
really-
good for a while.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Bloodbourne, I could probably never buy another PS4 game, and I would be satisfied with my purchase.
Here's a question: you think they make it up on bundles?
I don't even care. Like, I don't know.
They could.
My deal with all this is, like, if they don't have anything coming out, like, I just won't play anything. Like, I bought...
I'll have my mobile games. I can tell you that.
Right. Like, on 3DS, for example, I have, like, probably 10 retail 3DS games. Not even that. Probably, like, 8. And, like, from Zelda Link Between Worlds, which was, like, Christmas 2013, until Majora's Mask this February, I didn't buy a single 3DS game. And it didn't, like, it wasn't like this cancerous tumor in the back of my mind. Well, I need to play something on my 3DS. Like, I was totally fine with
I'm
not
surprised by
touching...
that because usually you're pretty obsessed.
Yeah, well, I mean, I love my 3DS, but...
I've been worried about that growth on your neck for a while.
I know,
now.
it's really a
my
3DS
God.
tumor.
Wow.
Is what I'm trying to say. This is a cry for help.
Too
I'm
much
just
iPhone.
saying, I don't need, like, if I don't play my PS4 for like a month, which after I beat Alien, which is like in January, I didn't touch my PS4 really until Bloodbourne came out. I touched a couple of the PS4 or PS Plus games.
You
They're
really
kinda
should stop
garbage.
talking about touching. Thanks,
Touching.
Brian.
Well, I'm just a touchy-feely kind of person.
Yeah.
Mr. Grinding.
still, I
you
mean,
and your
that-
grinding over there. You wanna talk about-
Hey.
But still, I mean, I think that works for
Flaunt it.
you. But I mean, I think for Sony, I think
Well,
they
right.
need something to keep their product in people's minds as they go out
Oh,
for
the
their holiday
PS4
shopping.
owns everybody's mind. Like,
But still, I mean, you can't. As a company, I don't think you can afford to rest on your laurels like that forever. I mean, you coasted through one holiday season, luckily, without.
I think they're fine. I don't know.
Okay.
I still think they come out double Xbox One at the end of the generation,
Hmm.
and I don't think their software is going to be half as good as Xbox's exclusives. But if we got Knack and Killzone, Shadowfall, and Infamous Second Son, and
Hey.
Drive Club, and Infamous Second Son is the only one that's halfway decent.
I'll take that.
of that group. And
All right.
Bloodborne finally is like a masterpiece, AAA. And not to harp too much on Bloodborne, but it's like
Really,
one of
you've
the-
hardly mentioned it.
I've hardly mentioned it. It's one of the rare times where a game has been hyped up, AAA, and actually delivered. Its Metacritic is like 94 or something. That's
I
the
was
first
actually-
time that's happened in like forever. Every other game, Ubisoft comes out. Every other everything's in the 80s, middling.
I was actually kind of amazed that he spent less time talking about Bloodborne than you did Final Fantasy VIII.
I was
HD.
just gonna say I gotta keep going. I can
Okay.
still keep going.
Let's finish this off, shall we?
Let's.
In comes the music.
What? What's that? It's time to go. So, yeah, you can follow us on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Twitter at GamerFeed Radio, and, of course, the Facebook, where all the people comment and say things. So you should, too. Shout out to Sweden and Canada. Giddy up. I mean that. They're great. They're rocking the charts. We're out on Twitch every once in a while, YouTube, and all the things. Until next time, gamers. Peace.
Bye, Bloodbourne.